those magnificent men in their flying machines. They go up to the up, up, they go down to the up, down.
Hiya. Right, okay. So we're on the stage. Oh my, I've just broke the wing. I have as well, haven't I? Oh dear. Right, so, hello everyone, and here we go again. So I've decided today I'm going to make the tailplane. Right, we'll start it anyway. So here we are. So, right, so if you can get the camera lady, can pan down on the plan. So here's the tailplane. So basically, after looking at the pictures online and everything else, I've looked at this bit here and my finger's running. These bits here, and yeah, on the real plane, it does actually have the well, I thought they were capping strips, but they're not. They're actual solid bits of wood, which I'll come to in a sec. So I've looked at that and then studied the plan, studied the plane as well on the real at the Sopwith collection to get it as realistic as possible, and it's quite a bit of work. So anyway, so if we come over to what I've done, okay. So we're going first of all. Okay, so you get your plan, and now, because obviously we're doing this all from scrap wood, when I say scrap, you know, like from a plan to what wood I've got left. So the first thing to do is put tape on the original plan to save it. I've showed you before in previous videos. And then you get your blueprint paper, everything, usual thing. But this time, instead of using real wood, I decided just to use normal paper, which is actually, I'll tell you what, recycling is the key in it. This is off-cut paper from the plan when I got it printed. So there you go. So then you basically stick it all underneath and draw out. Obviously you only have to do one side because it's going to be the same. So I drew them out, blue line around it as you can see, and then just sharp blade, cut it out. Alright, you've got them ready then. So then what you do is you've got your plane ready now. Obviously, I'll go through this because there is a bit to it. Alright, it's not exactly on the plan now, but there you go. Right, so I've done it my own way. Right, as you can see, mistakes, but that's where it goes. Okay, so you've got it all pinned down, and I'm using the wood that I've got. So you know, it doesn't really matter because where obviously I've got the right wood there. I was lucky to have that. You always follow the outer line, not the inner line, if that makes sense. So if you put wood a little slightly narrower than what it says on the plan, go for the outer line like I've done there, because you can make your sticks a bit longer inside. That makes sense, okay? I've strengthened this a bit more because I'm going to use, one of them's going to have a horn off of it to make the elevators work. And obviously once I've put the bar in, which is obviously showing here and marked there, I'll then cut the centre out. Okay, it's just easier that way because it keeps it nice and straight. Okay, that's the next job. I might have to do that before I cut anything. Okay, so you put everything in. Now this piece here in the middle, it shows you on the plan, that took a bit of working out. That is actually a flat piece, and then you put these, which I'll come to in a minute, on top and bottom. Well, only the bottom on this, apparently. Right. So this bit I didn't have the right thickness, so as you can see, if you can see it on the camera, I've used what I had and put another piece on top to get the right thickness, pieces of sheet. Okay, that's what you got to do when you don't have the pieces off the kit. So they're in nicely now, ready to go. So then obviously you've got it all down in the right place. You then put your piece of template paper on. Basically pin it down if you want. If you're not steady with your hand, get a marker pen, dun dun, marker pen, and go around it. So you've got them cut out nice. And that makes, right, so that's all that. So you're ready to go, you think. So the next stage is then you look at it, and I was showing you on the plan there. You got to get pieces of 1/8 strip, which is this. And these will go on. They go from the top to the back, actually, like that. And they've got to be sanded to shape, both on the top and the bottom of the middle bars, okay, whatever you want to call them. And so there as well, okay, right to a point. So they're like giant capping strips, really. But the thing that gets me is it's only to there and down. You don't have them on the on the elevators. Okay, it's only on the main tailplane itself. So what I'll do is I'll sand one to the shape I'm happy with, and then once I've got that one sanded, I'll just cut them all to length and sand them all using that as a template, if that makes sense. Because that's going to take some doing, I'll tell you. Okay, but once they're on, that'll look the part. So let's say. And then obviously inside you've got all these. But I'm not going to touch that until I've made the fuselage, because obviously it's got to go in line with the fuse. you know, to get the right lineup of the tailplane, the incidence. There you go, I've got the right word. So that, my friends, is about that. Okay. Alright. So yeah, the previous video I made last night, I'm going to put it on. So if people are not happy with it, then I apologise up front. But I can't see why not. It was just a slip of tongue, as they say, because things go on and that's it. So, alright. But I will put it on. I've been deciding about it, and I will. Because I think it's important to show you how that's made. And I can't do it again because I've already made it. Okay. You'll understand when you see it. Right. So, that's it. So, okay. We'll try and bang this one on later and we'll see how it goes. Right. Thanks. Bye.
Those magnificent men, those magnificent men, those magnificent men.